welcome to another episode of Movie Stop. And as you can tell by my voice, I'm a little bit disappointed by some stuff that happened today. And, I saw the movie Love Hurts, and that kind of leads into why I'm mostly disappointed. But today was not a complete loss, and I'm going to show you why in just a little bit here. I got some new stuff here from the past week that I want to show off. But before we do any of that, there was a big story that broke this week about the mall that I go to every week, Monroeville Mall, which is, of course, where I see my movies at. I go do my shopping at. That's where the Best Buy is. All the places I show you on this particular show. But there was a big story this week about the future of the mall, and that is the fact that Walmart has now officially bought Monroeville Mall. And I have the story here from CNBC, so here's a little look at that story. On Tuesday, the big box retailer confirmed that it bought Monroeville Mall, which is roughly 12 miles east of Pittsburgh. In a statement, Walmart says it's very interested in being part of any future redevelopment of the site. It declined to share specific plans for the future of the mall. CBL Properties sold the mall in a $34 million all-cash deal, according to a news release from the Tennessee-based mall owner in late January. The company did not name the buyer at the time. Walmart's purchase is an example of the unexpected ways that the malls are being redeveloped and repurposed. Shopping centers have added new restaurants, turned former stores into apartments, or gotten demolished for completely new uses, as mall anchors like Sears have shuttered and others like Macy's are downsizing. Some malls have changed to reflect evolving buying habits, becoming Amazon fulfillment centers where workers pack up purchases and send them to the shoppers' stores. Tenants of Monroeville Mall include department stores Macy's and JCPenney, specialty retailers like Claire's, Victoria's Secret, and American Eagle, and a Cinemark movie theater, according to the Monroeville Mall website. The mall is on a 186-acre site. Walmart's real estate deal was previously reported by the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette. Walmart hired Texas-based Cypress Equities to manage the property and oversee the redevelopment of the mall, where the horror classic Dawn of the Dead was filmed. Of course, you know this mall is the home of, where George A. Romero filmed Dawn of the Dead. There was also Zack and Miri Make a Porno by Kevin Smith shot there. And that's why you see that George Romero statue right in front of Dick's Sporting Goods that I always say hello to. But I should also point out that 20 years ago, Monroeville tried to put a Walmart where Sears used to be at, but the people in Monroeville didn't want a Walmart there, and they successfully were able to push them out of there. So the closest Walmart that is next to the Monroeville Mall is one in North First Sales, or the one out by Delmont, which is much closer to where I live. But yeah, so not surprisingly, I think there will actually finally be a Walmart in Monroeville at some point, and I think that is the right way to go with it. I think that's the right direction to go with it. Depending on whether or not it will be in the mall, or they just take out all the stuff that's behind the mall, like where the Dick's discount store is. I think there's still a Lenscrafters, an arcade, a racing area, a guitar center, Harbor Freight. I think that stuff's still there. Some might say they also might want to squeeze it the Walmart in between Best Buy and where the strip mall is, but I don't know. You'd have to move a lot of land to make that happen, and that would take a number of years to do it. But overall, I think there will be a Walmart in the future in Monroeville, whether it's at the mall or close to it. I think it's definitely going to happen, and really, I think it's the right move overall. I think it's going to help Monroeville Mall overall, because it's been getting a lot of bad press in the last 10 years for some of the stuff that happens there, and it's not a bad mall overall, but when you consider all the other malls that are nearby, like Westmoreland Mall is still booming, mostly help with the casino there, and they're going to put in a Dick's store with a similar with like the one at Ross Park Mall. That's another one that's very booming right now. Ross Park Mall. I can't remember what is it. Now I can't remember what the new place in Ross Park Mall is called. House of Sport is the one at Ross Park Mall. They're building one at Westmoreland Mall too. So yeah, those places are booming. But like big malls like the Monroeville Mall, which is not really struggling overall, but definitely is lesser than the other malls around town, especially like the Pittsburgh Mills Mall, which has been barren for years. That's the perfect definition of a dead mall. And then Century 3 Mall, which they finally just started tearing down recently. Yeah, I think it's going to help Monroeville Mall stick around big time if they get a Walmart in there. And hopefully they can build some stuff around the Monroeville Mall to make it look like to make it a bigger, on a level of something like a Ross Park Mall or Westmoreland Mall. But yeah, it definitely needs it definitely needs that. Especially could use a Walmart, especially for people who want to buy physical media like myself. I mean, because Best Buy no longer has it. Target no longer has them anymore. The only one place you can go to within walking distance is Half Price Books, which is mostly just used stuff, and Barnes & Noble, which is very pricey depending on what you want to get. So yeah, a Walmart I think could definitely help Monroeville Mall out in a big way. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what they do with this here. It's not going to change me going there every week to see these movies and doing other stuff I do. So I think it's going to help Walmart. I think it's going to help Monroeville in a big way once they get a Walmart in there, and it definitely deserves one to be there. So So I wanted to cover that story real quick for you. But before we go, let me take a look. Let me give you some of the stuff that I showed that I've gotten this past week, because I did get a lot of stuff this week. And speaking of Walmart, I actually did go out to a Walmart, not my Walmart, but one that's further away, to find this first item here. We just had to run in there real quick, because we were around the area where I went to after I went to the movie CD Warehouse. And I'll show you the stuff I got there in just a second. But I went into this Walmart, which is a much bigger Walmart than the one that I usually go to that's closer to my home. But you know that movie I was looking for, The Substance? I was looking for the Blu-ray for it. I said I could have bought the DVD, but I said I'm going to hold off. I'm going to wait to find a Blu-ray for it. And lo and behold, I finally got The Substance on Blu-ray. It was $17. They had one copy left at the Walmart I went to. I couldn't pass it up. I really enjoyed this movie. I just saw it recently. And, you know, it's up for Best Picture this year. And I said yesterday on social media that if the movies that I hope win Best Picture this year, Nora, Wicked, Dune Part 2, and this film right here. I haven't seen any of the other ones except for Emilia Perez, which, yeah, I don't think anybody wants that one to win Best Picture. But this is a really good movie. Demi Moore is great in the film. I think she's a lock for Best Actress. It's a really cool movie, very Cronenberg-esque, but a good fun time all across the board. Very over the top, very fun, very well put together. Got the Blu-ray for it for $17. I'm glad I waited. So like I said, before this, I went over to CD Warehouse. There used to be a CD Warehouse by Monroeville, and they got rid of it 10 years ago. I think 10 years ago, this month, actually. I think was the last time they had it there. But there's still one out in Greensburg, and we went out there just to see what they had. And needless to say, they had a lot of stuff here that I did want to get. And they had a sale going on. You buy 3, you get the 4th thing for free. And they had a lot of good stuff in there. I should actually film in there the next time I go up there, but because the CD Warehouse is actually a lot bigger than the one in Monroeville had, because this has like a little retro room in the back with a lot of cool old school stuff like VHSs, records, video games, you name it. But I'll remember to do that next time around. But how many times can I say but here we go again. Take a drink, everybody. So I grabbed a couple things, and just stuff that I really didn't need, but they were cheap enough, and they wanted to get a part of the offers that they had. So I got Indian in the Cupboard on Blu-ray. It was only $6. Used to love this movie as a kid, and I completely forgot this had a Blu-ray release, and it recently priced. Can't wait to recheck this one out again. This one I didn't really need to get, but I do collect a lot of these versions of this movie, and this is one I believe I do not have a version of, so I had to go ahead and get my hands on this. Space Jam on DVD. Now, this is a different clapper case than the one that I have, which has the Warner Brothers Family Entertainment logo on there. I don't know if this is one of the earliest ones. I thought they were all on the same release. Oh, no. This is actually a later version, because you can see down here at the bottom, says 2000, so this came out in 2000. So this is a later release of Space Jam on DVD. So, but and I believe this one has a special. Yeah, this one has a special case disc artwork, because the other one I don't think has that on there. But I figure $6 added to the collection, and you know, I have a whole Space Jam movie collection. If you don't know already, I think I actually ordered a couple of other movies that will go in there. Once I get them, but I'll show those off. I'll do an update. I think I need to do an update on that. I've been saying I've wanted to bring back Multiplicity for a number of years now, and I think I'm getting close to actually doing that again. But if you want to see the video where I show off all my Space Jam DVDs, VHSs, Blu-rays, Laserdiscs, you name it, go ahead and check out the video in the corner, and you can watch it there. Next up, I used to love this show growing up, and I forgot there was a DVD release for it. Fear Factor, the complete first season for $8, and yeah, if you don't remember Fear Factor, it was a pretty intense show. It was one of the few, I don't even want to say reality shows, it was a competition show where, you know, you have these people doing these extreme stunts. It would always be the same thing, like somebody would be jumping off of something in the first segment. There'll be a segment where, you know, people will be eating bugs and all that, and like snakes and all that stuff, and then there'll be like a massive explosion one at the end of it. It was a really fun show watching it as a kid, and for $8, I figure, why not? And last but not least, and I remember the great thing about CD Warehouse is that sometimes you go in there, you can find newer releases just as they're coming out or just before they come out, because I found Wicked. I found Wicked in there, the regular Blu-ray release, for $16.99. And at Walmart, I think it was like $24.99. I think it was either $24.99 or $19.99. I can't remember what it was, but it was definitely much cheaper to get at the CD Warehouse than it was at Walmart. And yeah, really cool looking slipcover. And this makes up for what I was probably going to do, because you know that Wicked limited edition gift set that's like $350 online in most places. I thought about jumping on it and getting it, but I decided to hold back because, yeah, $350 is a lot of money, and if I'm gonna spend $350 on that, I might as well just save the money and use it on a new game system. Like, I could use a PlayStation 5 if I really wanted one, but actually, considering that as I'm recording right now, there is a PlayStation Network down, but the whole network is down right now. Maybe that's not a good idea, but just to give you an idea of what I could do with that money besides spending $350 on that set. It's a nice looking set. I've seen pictures of it, but I don't know if I really don't want to spend $350 on that, unfortunately. But so I did. So yeah, I'll stick with this one here. I'll cut my losses at this. But I did buy something before this because of course, you know me with steelbooks. Whenever they go out on there, you gotta take the chance on them before they eventually get sold out pretty quickly. And yeah, this one sold out pretty quickly, but I found it at a reasonable price. I got Wicked on steelbook, really nice looking steelbook. You know, you got Cynthia Erivo, Ariana Grande. Possibly this could be a contender for the Oscars this year. I think John Chu won yesterday for Best Director, and Nora won Best Picture. It's still a very open race, but if this wins Best Picture, I would not mind it at all. Neither would I mind Nora. The only one I would really be upset about is if Emilia Perez wins, which, judging by the fact that the last week or so has not been good news for the movie, and especially its leading star, yeah, I don't think that's going to happen, but you know, stranger things have happened. So now we're getting into some stuff I got off from this one. I got off from Mercari, and no particular reason. I mean, I didn't really need to get this, but you know, we just looked at some movies. We just looked at Wicked, which has some really good singing all across the board. So, you know, Ariana Grande has often been compared to, at least back in the day, she was compared to Mariah Carey back in the day. So I don't know. I guess I was just in that kind of a mood because I picked up the Mariah Carey DVD, which was the concert that she did for NBC back in 1993. It was like the Thanksgiving special that aired after Home Alone. As I just drop it out of nowhere. We're good. But I'm out of sorts today. But yeah, this was from 1993, whenever she did the NBC Thanksgiving special. And it features a lot of the songs, a lot of really good songs on here. You know, Without You, Hero, I'll Be There, Vision of Love, classic songs from a really great singer. Yeah, we make fun of her because of Every Christmas, because of the song that just won't go away. But it's still a good song, and I would rather listen to that than some of the other bad Christmas songs out there. And this was only $8, so I figured why not go ahead and get it. It was brand new when I got it, so I'm glad I spent the money on that. But all those releases and all are great, but right here is the crowning achievement, the magnum opus, the reason why this week was so special to me. Is get ready, folks. It's Regular Show time. Regular Show, the complete series. You have no idea how long I have been waiting for this to drop. I have been waiting for this one to come out for a long time, and now I am so happy that I have the entire series on DVD with every single episode plus the movie, and some really nice artwork here with all the guys running away from Muscle Man. I love how this just continues into the back too. Like, everyone's just afraid of these people. Everyone's afraid of Muscle Man, and they're just like run away from him. Like, that's what I get from it. But yeah, it's a really cool box set. It's a really cool set to have every single episode plus the movie on here. I do have one major complaint though with Regular Show, this complete series set. Was it too much to ask to make it look like the same thing from the last episode of the show? I mean, you had one job, Warner Brothers, and you failed on that front, but regardless, it's just a little nitpicky thing, but still, it's a legitimate complaint, but I will take this completely. Thank you for finally putting this out, Warner Brothers, because, yeah, I will cherish that forever. So there you go, folks. There you go. A lot of movies right here, all being added to the collection, So that's it. With all that said, thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope you enjoyed it. But with all that said, if you like what you saw, hit the like and subscribe button, and I'll see you guys next week. So check out some of the episodes I've done if you want to see more, and I'll see you guys next time. So until then, take care.